Good morning, Gracie. Well, Gracie's sitting here with me in the morning sun, just happy as can be.
Oh yeah, good morning all. Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny Sunday morning here in Hawaii. I got up this morning, put on a pot of coffee, turned on the local news and see what's happening around the neighborhood. I find myself confronted by images of dazed and confused cats sitting everywhere in the news. They're going, huh? Well, turns out that one of the Maui animal shelters, they had a campaign going of rounding up all of the feral cats left in Lahaina. Some of these cats are wild cats, always have been. Some of them are abandoned animals, and then others actually are people's pets, but they just haven't found the cat yet, or maybe the folks are staying in Nevada with relatives and the cat's here wandering around. So they rounded them all up, and I guess the animals stay much healthier when they're actually put outside in compounds here. When they're put inside, I guess a lot of the feral cats really stress, and then they go down to feline herpes, and they get respiratory infections, and sometimes they have to be put down for it. And so the cats, when they're spread out outside, more like what they're used to, they seem to stay healthier and happier. So they had them out in outdoor pens. Well, being Hawaii, I guess they didn't figure they needed locks. Who's going to steal cats? Some goofballs went in last night and they opened up all of the cages and let all of the feral cats out that have been collected. It's a lot of them. Some of these animals are not in good shape. The ones I saw in the news, they get burned or just have been a life of neglect because they were wild, and things like that. Others just sitting around looking dazed and confused. Somebody's kitty cat wondering what the heck's going on. It's all manner of different sorts of cats that got released last night. Well, it's first thought on it, it's pretty dumb. I mean, they called it vandalism. It could be. Yeah, it could be some teenagers just pulling a prank. Let's let all the cats go. It could be that simple. On the other hand, I have a feeling that's not the story. I'll bet any money. It's these freedom for the animals folks around here. It's probably somebody let them loose because they couldn't stand watching the cats in cages. Well, the cats were far better off in their cages because they had people to take care of them. They had food and they had water when they were in their cages. What's going to happen now, unfortunately, is they're going to have to try to re-trap all the animals. That's how they got them in the first place. They didn't come walking into those compounds. No, they had to trap them all and bring them in, and put them in there. And I can attest to the fact, for having done it, cats do not like being trapped. This is not a good situation for a cat. They hate it. I had to trap Gracie's kittens, and the male, it was impossible. My God, he just screamed and screamed. Oh, yeah, they don't like it. No, not a bit. So it's going to put the poor animals through even more stress than they've been through already. So if they were thinking that they were letting them free, it was some pretty poor judgment there, folks. If it was just teenagers punking, well, I don't know if there's anything a person can ever do about that one. Yeah. But somewhere about that time, Gracie came to the door and meowing and wanted me to let her in, and she was soaking wet. It had rained here to some extent yesterday, and she apparently got out in the brush somewhere where she just got drenched. Well, She's a lucky cat because she's spent most of her life here in Puna getting soaked with no one to dry her off. Once she met Bill, well, every time I see that poor cat all soaking wet, first thing I do is I grab a towel, and she loves it. Oh man, being dry is a real diamond experience for her, and so I'll dry her off. I dried her off this morning. Got her looking good. She went over and, had a little bit of cat food and all that. And I start thinking about all them poor, miserable cats sitting there and how our cat, she came to the right place. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, Gracie got lucky when she showed up here on this place and found us. And we took her in, take care of her. She's got a home. She's got a roof. She gets people to feed her and dry her off, take care of her, look for fleas, and general medical stuff and all that. Just got everything a cat really mostly ever wanted or needed for the most part. She's got plenty of friends take care of her. She's got friends that come by here to visit all the time too, so she's not lonely. She's got a good life. Well, and as I stood up to put the towel over the back of the chair and looked out towards the rising sun, out over the blue Pacific out there, just looking at the shoreline of the island and to the edge of the planet where it rolls over, and just thinking how, well, I got things pretty good too, as I started to think about people in Gaza, people in Israel, people in Ukraine, getting their children abducted, having their spouse shot, having their homes completely destroyed. It's hard to make any sense out of all of it if you live here on this planet. Why do some people get to live in Hawaii under great weather conditions and a nice culture and so on, and have good lives, and why do some cats get dried off every time they get wet and have people to take care of them, and others, they're just miserable? Parasites and diseases, wounds and suffering, no place to live, nowhere to go. I don't believe in luck. Can't honestly say exactly why I feel that way. As I've said, I don't believe in anything. Well, luck is another one of those. Yeah. There's something to it. I'm not saying that, it's just that it doesn't seem as some situations are just better than others all the time, and when they're better than others too frequently, I guess we'd call that luck, because it's beating the odds. I've been told by people throughout my life, I'm such a lucky person. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe much anything. Exactly what it is that I experience here, or why my life is the way it is, I don't know. If you're Buddhist or Hindu, well, you'll believe that it's reincarnation and it's karma, that people end up where they end up. There's a belief that heaven and hell actually do exist, but they exist simultaneously right here now. That could be seen. Well, I'll tell you, that could be seen. A lot of them poor cats I saw this morning, and some of the people I saw in Gaza on the news, they're about in hell this morning. It ain't getting any better fast. one of the mysteries of the universe. It really is. You know, why does Gracie get to live here with us? Was it just chance? I don't believe in chance very much either. I don't believe much of anything. So, I say that because I don't understand very much of anything. Yeah, we make up stories about stuff, and we think it explains what we're looking at, but it's mostly just stories about stuff. Is all it is. And and to me, on a lot of the stories, I see right through them like they're glass. You know, I guess, oh yeah, another one of them fairy tales that somebody made up a while ago, and we all adopted as belief systems. You know, well, when you don't adopt belief systems, the world looks very different. It's a very different place. And it is then loaded with mystery because the belief systems we have are mostly installed to try to help answer unanswerable questions. Yeah, there's so much around here that nobody will ever be able to figure out. And so we have belief systems because people don't like that. They get nervous when they don't understand. See, yeah, there's a difference there when you realize there are no answers here. There's no answers here. Yeah, and this stuff happens, man. There are no answers. That's all there is to it. And you know, so understanding what you're looking at is, well, I figure just about the time you got it figured out that you think you really understand what's going on, boy, you're really a mess. Because I actually think that the real truth of this universe is, what the hell? Yeah, it's pretty strange. It's pretty strange. Far stranger than, more things on heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy. Aloha, folks. Y'all hang loose. Yeah. Don't let the feral cats loose. Don't let the cats loose. Aloha.